be nearly so painful if you didn't treat it like it was a colonoscopy without sedation.
You know that feeling you get when you got a piece of popcorn stuck in your tooth right at the gum line? And you work your tongue around it, but it just can't come loose. The next thing you know, you got your finger in your mouth. You're using your fingernail trying to dislodge the damn thing. It starts to drive you crazy, so you're sitting in the movies or in the car just dying to get home so you can find the dental floss. That's how I would describe spending the holidays with your stepmother, her son Baker, the moron with bad breath, and his silly, itchy-headed wife, Lorene.
So don't buy popcorn. Enjoy the movie without it.
Funny and impossible. If it's not the popcorn in your tooth, they're rubbing a blister on your heel. Or better yet, they're that hemorrhoid.
Okay. Enough. Miranda's a pain in the ass, and you're not looking forward to spending Thanksgiving in Virginia.
And you are?
Of course not. But I also realize it isn't a choice. We do this for Dad, who, by the way, isn't getting any younger. I'm worried about him. He didn't answer when I called the other night. Miranda said he'd been to see Dr. Benson last week. There's some concern about his heart.
Why would there be? She had it removed. We all know that he can't have anything that she doesn't have, and that woman is heartless.
Please, Meg.
How your sweet, kind, loving father ever got roped and hogtied by that pretentious gold digger is something no one can understand.
He was lonely after Mom died. He'd never been on his own before, and she just
Swarmed in like bees to honey. Or money in this case.
Nevertheless, despite your disapproval, she is his wife, and that's not going to change. Besides, you don't see me going off the deep end when we have to spend Thanksgiving or Christmas with your mom.
You love my mom.
I do, but you have to admit that Thanksgiving dinner at Ruth's Diner, followed by a ride to the cemetery to place plastic flowers on your father's gravestone, is hardly festive.
After which, the two of you park your butts on the sofa, watching football and drinking IPAs for the rest of the day. And at least she knows your name.
Miranda knows your name.
Really? Really? My name is Meg. It's always been Meg. It's what everyone calls me, even my mom. But no, not Miranda. It's Margaret this and Margaret that.
Meg's a nickname for Margaret. If you wouldn't let her see you get so upset, she might stop. Making such a big deal only encourages her.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. You can be so insufferable. And why can't I be upset? It's not like I haven't told her 1,000 times to stop. And how hard is it really to respect my feelings? But Margaret is such a lovely name. You know, it was my grandmother's name. It has the same dignity and gentility, and not to mention dear. It's more age appropriate. I don't know which role she thinks she's been cast as. Scarlett O'Hara defending Tara, or Amanda Wingfield expecting gentleman callers.
Hey, you two, come on. It's time to get going. Is that what Izzy is wearing?
Apparently so, yeah. So you think you've got a better chance of getting her to change, be my guess.
Does everybody have to make this harder than it already is?
She's 16. Deal with it. The way I see it, Miranda will be so mortified by Izzy's fashion choices, it will take hours before that heat-sensing radar of hers zeroes in on me. You know her favorite holiday tradition is cataloging my faults and shortcomings. This goth thing that Izzy has going on right now is actually a blessing for me.
Get real. You this will only be added to the inventory of your failures.
Damn. You're right.
Hey, I'm kidding. It's not like I don't get yanked around by the short hairs on occasion.
Are you kidding? You and Baker are the only two people she doesn't bully. You, because your father adores you. And any criticism of you would draw him out of that self-induced coma he's retreated into. And Baker, because Baker's the second coming of Christ.
Oh my God, Meg. Pulling all the knives out of the sharp drawer, out of the drawer? Boy, to hear you say it, Miranda would have 2 heads and breathe fire.
Oh, as if the scales and long, pointy tail didn't make that readily apparent. Stop defending her.
Again, I'm not defending her.
It's not like she appreciates it. You don't get any brownie points. All of those go to her pompous, ass-kissing son, who wouldn't land a job if it weren't for your father delivering pizzas. But now, no, he gets to sit up in some fancy office, vice president of pencil sharpening. It's about as pointless as you taking your visually impaired best friend to see a mime.
We're on a roll. Plan on flinging any more sharp objects before we go? This is what we do. We spend Thanksgiving or Christmas with Medusa and her offspring.
But why? Why do we wake at the crack of dawn and pack the car to drive 4 hours in heavy traffic to have every ounce of holiday spirit sucked from our bodies?
Twice a year. Holidays and Dad's birthday. You see him twice a year. And you know how much it means to him.
Really? He has a funny way of showing it. The man sits at the far end of the table and only speaks when asked a question, but not that he ever gets to finish a sentence before she jumps in.
There you go. Exaggerating again.
And there you go, defending her again.
How is that defending her? I'm just trying to inject a little reality into the conversation. Dad's not some hopeless individual who has no opinion for himself or can't speak up for himself. Damn it, Meg!
So, who did he vote for in 2016?
What?
You heard me.
For Pete's sake, what has that got to do with anything? And what does it matter now?
It matters because your father has been a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat since he was able to vote. The only Democrat he didn't vote for was Jesse Helms, and Helms switched parties, so that made sense.
Wait a minute. How do you know who he voted for?
Because I asked him. He didn't vote. She told him that it would be a waste of time because their votes would cancel each other out.
This is getting absolutely ridiculous. Why are we arguing about an election that happened years ago?
We are not arguing. I am simply making a point that your father has not been allowed to have one single thought of his own since they got married.
Now, wait.
Oh,
Just a minute.
one more thing. If I have to listen to Lorene recap the entire last season of the Housewives of Orange County during the meal, I will strangle her with her own Spanx.
Wow! That was really good. That was one of our better warm-ups.
I feel a lot better.
I especially love the popcorn in the tooth analogy. Did you think of that on the fly?
The other night at the movies, it really is annoying.
Wow.